Hello and welcome to the Man United agenda.
I just gotta say that intro always makes me smile.
Yeah. Brilliant.
It's quality, absolute quality. Maisie, you're on mute. Sorry, I think. Yes, there you go.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Man United agenda. I'm Maisie, and with me today I've got Talk and I've got OMONDI. How are you both?
Really good, thank you.
Yes, good. I've got a full tummy, so I'm always happy when that's the case.
Today we will be doing the player ratings for the game of the Man United versus Aston Villa. What did you think about the game on Monday?
Well, firstly, doing the ratings, I feel like one of these strict teachers in the staff room. You know, giving up bad marking for poor homework. It was a bad assignment, kids. We're not happy. So unfortunately, we're going to have to mark you up today. And we try and be as honest as possible, but fair. To be honest, the game was a disappointment, the result, but we move on. Like I say, it's only a few days in between games. We've got another game on Wednesday, another big, important game. So we've got to move forward. But I'm happy to be on the show with you, Maisie. I've been watching your show for a few weeks now. And I'm happy to be marking out. Got my pen. And I'm really strict today. I'm going to be really strict. I'm going to be the bad teacher, the shrewd one with the cloak.
Okay. Am I going to have to be good teacher then? We're going to have good teacher, bad teacher.
Oh, have you got a red pen or have you got a green pen? Which pen is it?
He's got the ruler, the cane.
Yes, got the cane. I have actually got the cane right here.
Talk, what did you think about the game?
Yeah, I mean, I just echo what OMONDI said. I mean, it's very disappointing. But you know what? Look, it's very early on in the season, and you know we do know that there are still some deficiencies in the squad. We know that, so we have to take everything into account. And you know what? We're going to get games like this. I mean, you know, the Chelsea fans at the moment are having a conversation themselves about the City game. So, you know, I'm just glad it's happened now. You know, and I think there's going to be a hell of a lot learned out of that game individually and collectively as a team. You know, so we've just got to take whatever positives we can pick out of that, you know, stack them up and see where it goes.
Yeah, it's an extremely disappointing game, and hopefully it'll be much different for that Villarreal game. Fingers crossed as well. My fingers are crossed, and we actually have a better player ratings for the Everton game, which will be on the weekend. For anyone who is new watching the Man United agenda, we do have we are giving away a free Bruno Fernandes shirt. So when we get to 1K subscribers, we will be putting all the subscribers' name in a hat, and then we'll just pull out at random we will Bruno Fernandes shirt, and that could be you. So if you haven't already, go and subscribe to the Man United agenda, and let's do it. Let's do this player ratings now.
Yeah, well said, Maisie. Well said.
Well done.
Let's do this. Yep, here it is. Yes. So we've got that player ratings here now. I had actually De Gea at the best score. I had De Gea as a 7. What did you have on Monday? Because I would love to know your high scores.
Right. Like I said, I'm going to be strict today. I'm only giving De Gea a 5 because a couple pass backs, Harry Maguire sort of gave him a hospital pass, and he didn't really deal with it correctly. They nearly scored. So, like, you don't get many opportunities in the game to perform as a goalkeeper. He saved well. He made a few good saves, but things like that should be bread and butter for these new sweeper keepers. So, unfortunately, De Gea, I'm only giving you a 5.
Talk, how are you feeling for De Gea?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty similar, really. I mean, I just thought I've watched it back a few times, and you look at the positioning of where Harry Maguire is, and you know what foot, that he's right-footed. You know, for David De Gea, he should understand that where that ball's going to go. From his body shape, and they play with each other day in, day out in training and everything else. So I think it was to start sort of having a go at Harry Maguire, I thought was a bit, he was sort of trying to put the blame on him, really, when it wasn't the case, in my opinion. So I agree with them Monday, if I'm honest with you. I'll give him, I'll give him a 5, yeah.
Sorry, Miss Maisie. I forgot to add that the other reason I'm giving him a 5 is because of the goal. I think he should have protested a lot more than he should have, because he had a man offside in front of him. He couldn't see anything, and he was sort of the goal. He was out of position. He wasn't protecting the front post, that sort of thing. So I think be vocal, even if you come out, run out to the ref like we used to, and say, "Look, you better go and check that," and and make a big protest about it, and also just get the guy away from you. Don't be. How can this little Watkins, as your big 6-foot goalkeeper, how can little Watkins be in the way and obstruct you that much that it's not. Nah, 5 for me. Sorry, I had to add that.
Well, let's do it as that 5 then. And I did think as well we actually nearly did concede with that Watkins because of the slight touch we did have. And when you do look at it, you do think, wow, that is quite bad, especially when we have such high standards as David De Gea, knowing how great he has been in the past also. We'll give him as a 5. Everyone who is in the live chat also, please also say your opinion. Once we do the defense, we'll go into the comments, see what everyone has gave for each player. I've got as well, I had Wan-Bissaka as a 5 because I didn't think Wan-Bissaka really did anything for me. He didn't really go forward for me a lot. I put him as a 5 also. What are you thinking about that, Talk?
Yeah, I mean, I know there was a couple of occasions where he again went to ground. He was was he a little bit late in the box? He was a little bit late in the box when he was trying to scramble. But again, you know what? Listen, this is not an individual sport; it's a team sport. So you gotta, we haven't got time to sort of do the the daisy chain of okay, well, why is he playing like that? Well, that's because the player next to him wasn't doing X, Y, and Z, blah blah blah. So, but yeah, I'll just agree with you on that one. To be fair, I don't want to really pull him apart too much because he has been a great player for us. So I don't want to, I don't want to.
Amanda, are you thinking the same?
Yeah, high 5 as well. We all agree. High 5, guys. It's going to be a 5 from me for Wan-Bissaka. Exactly the same points you both raised. It's because his starting position as a defender should be a lot better than what it is. You don't want to be reaching like the one went across the face of the goal from to the fullback who nearly got it. He didn't even get to the ball, and he's running back. His starting position should be seeing the ball and the play at the same time. And what he's doing, relying on his pace to recover. So he's going to have to do lines for me. Get back in position. Get back in position. I must get back in position. That would be his homework for next week.
I like that, Amanda. I like it.
Putting in the red pen there, Raya.
Yeah, exactly.
I had Varane as a 6. I thought he was the best defender on the pitch yesterday, even though, there wasn't that much competition really with how bad the other defenders were, but I think he was probably the best one on the pitch, and I didn't really want to rate the same amount as Wan-Bissaka, Shaw and Maguire, knowing that I feel like he had that little bit more better than them 3. How are you feeling for that, Amanda?
Yeah, I agree with you. We're on the same page today, aren't we, Miss Maisie? I think I'll give him a 6 as well. One thing that did annoy me a little bit, which I expect better from him, he went to ground. I think with Ollie Watkins jockeyed him and he went down to ground anticipating. But I think you have to learn about the players in this league, what their strengths are and everything else. And Ollie Watkins is very difficult to deal with. But I agree with you, Maisie. One of our best defenders, a 6 for him.
And Talk, how are you feeling?
Yeah, I mean, I want to be harsher. I really want to be harsher because I just think with his experience and everything else, I just think he was a couple of moments where he did, like you say, he went to ground, totally missed it. Then he's looking like an amateur. You know what I mean? When you do that, and then you get, you sell. We call it you sell yourself. So he sells himself, gets nowhere. Then Watkins is like, well, hey, where we go? Then there's a couple of other moments in the game as well where he lost players in the box and running around, and it's just, I want to be harsh. I want to go 5. I want to go 5.
Okay. What we'll do, we'll leave him as a 6 for now, and if, for example, someone has him in the comments that is different, we will just change that up. I had Luke Shaw as a 4 because he didn't do anything for me whatsoever. I know he did get injured, so he didn't do it. Even when he was on the pitch, I just didn't feel like he did enough for me. How are you thinking about that, Talk? Would you rate it?
Yeah, listen, he was out of. Well, he was not necessarily out of position. He wasn't in a good position when they attacked. For was it? Hold on a minute. Let me just have a look. I was watching ads just to refresh my memory, but anyway, he was out of. Wasn't in a good position, and he should be better than that. We expect better than that from Luke Shaw going forward. Again, but I think having Paul Pogba in the position that he is in, I don't think it works well with Luke Shaw. If I'm honest with you, I think it inhibits Luke Shaw, and I just don't think it works well. If I don't really want to sort of be seeing Pogba out there. Pogba for me has to be in the middle. He's not a winger. You know what I mean?
If they want to put him as a central midfielder, put him on the left-hand side of a central midfielder because that's his role. He's not a winger because a winger has to be a paced kind of, a pacey kind of player, don't they? For when we do counter attack. Whereas Pogba, I don't think he has that speed like Greenwood has or Marcus Rashford has, and even Martial. He's got speed when he does play as well. What are you thinking, Amanda? Are you going for Luke Shaw as well?
Yeah, another 5 for me. I think with Pogba, what we expect when he's playing that wing, he will hold at the ball and give Luke Shaw an opportunity to do the overlap because he's the sort of guy who could play him in like that. But we're not seeing that so much, really. So I do agree with Talk that we're not seeing that sort of side of his game. There was one ball McGinn played in between him and the centre back that went through when they had a clear chance. Maybe that's his poor positioning, but what I found with Villa. They were always hitting us, pressing us high, and we were always tracking back. We weren't always in position. So when we're in position, they have to play through us. That's difficult. But when we're tracking back and they're running our defence, it's very difficult to deal with. So Luke Shaw, I'll just give him a 5.
Okay. Are you wanting to do 5 as well, Talk?
Yeah, I'll go along with that.
5, great. We'll quickly go through the comments, just see on what people are thinking as well. It's just taking just a moment. Big up to you as well, Jordan. Big up to Scrumpy. Mark has said, to add on to my last comment, I've missed it. Missed chances, playing as individuals and static performance. To add on to my last comment, no matter what we know, the team Ollie is going to pick in, game out. Anthony has said, no one deserves higher than a 6. And we've got, De Gea 6. Maguire did not help with some horrendous passes. It's basic. You don't pass back to the goalkeeper on the goal side. You should have done better for the goal, though. Wan-Bissaka 5, Luke Shaw 4 has been awful in the first half. Dalot did better when he came on. Maguire 4, poor start to the season continues. Varane 5. Ollie should switch up 4-3-3, cannot allow Bruno to just roam around doing whatever he wants. Bruno on the right of the midfield, free crosses ball into the box, uncovers Wan-Bissaka's weaknesses too. I completely agree with everybody's comments. there was very good points made. We'll go on to the midfield now, and I will start with McTominay. And I had McTominay as a 5. What did you have on Monday for McTominay?
I'll say it now. The 2 midfielders, I'll give them a 5, no more than a 6. The reason why is the starting position. They're supposed to be 2 midfielders who do a lot of work, but they're positional. Again, they're positional. I found with their attacks, they were always out of position and running back. That's not good enough as far as I'm concerned. You should be organised enough. Even if we are got the ball and we lose it, someone should always be there. So you have to say, come through me. So 2 5s for Fred and McTominay.
Are you agreeing the same for Fred and McTominay, both a 5 talk?
Yeah, listen. Let's have it right. Between the pair of them, they should be. They know they're going to be playing. They know there's a high possibility they're going to play. Let's put it that way. So they should always be talking to each other. That's where they both play. So, like Amondi says, one stays, one goes. Don't be both getting out of position and then having to, let's see if we can catch the bus. Because if you miss the bus and it's too late, it's game over. So, I always worry about that when you see players who are defensive-minded players and positional, when the ball's behind them, that's not a good sign. Not a good sign at all. And
good shout.
That it worries me. It really, really does worry me. But I mean, I'll do them both at the same time. I think though for Fred. Sorry, I'll just mute my mic because it's always like silence. Fred.
You live in a ghetto, don't you talk?
No. For Fred, listen, I think Fred gets. I mean, I've criticised him myself many times, but only when criticism is due. The past few games for me, we can't argue against his work rate and his commitment. That is, you can't question that. We all know we can question his actual individual ability to play for Manchester United. That's what's up for debate here. But I will probably say I'm just going to say 5.5 for Fred and 5 for McTominay.
Yeah, absolutely correct. I will go for a 5 with both of them as well. We'll go for the strikers now. We'll go with Pogba and we'll go for Greenwood, both in the wings. Pogba for me, it got 5 and Greenwood got 6 for me. How are you feeling for that talk?
Well, listen, Pogba was sort of putting himself about a bit. I think he was trying really hard. He was the effort was there. But again, when you've not got control of the midfield, you can't just rely on one player to control a midfield. You can't do that. It's not going to work. So for Pogba, I would probably give him. I'll go for 6 for Pogba just because of the industry and the ambition was there. But obviously, without the support, it's going to be always an uphill battle. Greenwood, now then. This is where Amondi should take over because he's the bad teacher this week. And Greenwood gets serious detention. Let me tell you that. He gets serious detention this week because listen, I know he's only a kid. He's only a little boy. He's a little boy really. But he's so full of talent. It's unreal. It's. I mean, you can smell the talent. You can smell it. He's going to be absolutely sensational for this club. And I think that was a massive learning curve for him in that game. Taking shots on at those angles is, I admire his confidence, but he has to understand the mentality is going into these games. This is team effort. If I'm playing a ball in and I'm running onto it and and I'm going to I'm in front of goal. Yes, bang, have a shot. But when you've got the ball, you've created yourself a little bit of space and you're over trying too many touches. Don't be then trying to take a shot because by that time, you know that the space is going to be closed down, the angle's getting slimmer, move the ball on, pass it on. And he didn't do that. We missed that. In my opinion, we missed at least 2 golden opportunities to get 2 goals just because of the greed, again. So unfortunately, Mason, you're going to get, I'm going to have to give him a 4. I'm sorry.
Okay. Are you thinking the same on Monday, a 6 for Pogba, 4 for Greenwood?
Well, we're going to have to reverse roles here. I'm going to be honest as I can. I hear what Talk is saying. I can't give him a 4. I'll give him a 5. He was driving at their defence a lot of the time, but the decision-making was pretty poor. This is where I think Sancho comes in because he's a bit more creative. His decision-making is far more more experienced. He gets assists. He plays into feet. He's got a different style of game. Greenwood's direct. Sancho gives you something else. So I think Greenwood can start. He's still learning. Hopefully, from the other day, he realised he needs to pop it off sometimes and not run into sort of trouble, run into traffic, a la Rashford. So I'll give him a 5. As for Pogba, I give Pogba a 5 as well, because I want to see him, like Talk says, I want to see him more central, where he can dictate the pace of the game.
Okay, brilliant. We'll put them both there as a 5. And for the last 2 players on the pitch, our Portuguese Magnifico and also the greatest ever player, Bruno and Ronaldo. What are you going for that on Monday?
Okay, so Bruno, obviously everyone's going to talk about the missed penalty, but he gives a lot of effort. I'm not going to, this will say, you're supposed to give effort and everything else, but Bruno being a creative player, he works really hard, and that's something I have to give credit for. So that's a side note. The real issue is he missed a penalty. He did try to perform. It's not that he's trying to play badly, but he just can't unlock them. My issue with him, reason I'm giving him a 4 is because of the missed penalty, and for weeks and weeks I've been saying to him, your starting position needs to be a lot deeper, because he's cheating by playing too high up, in my opinion, just my opinion. He's cheating. I'd like to see him play 10, 15 yards deeper and pick up the ball and build from there as a team, rather than receiving the ball thing, because sometimes we're not getting it, and that's why we keep having to track back and sprint back these guys, because someone's cheating up top. Number 4 for Bruno for me.
I'm going to add to that, Anna. Spot on Monday, because listen, if we're going to give Pogba any chance of dictating the pace and the tempo of the game in that midfield, then Bruno has to be, at a decent distance away from Pogba in order for them to do the, tippy tappy, pass it. Is there anything on? No. It's out. When Pogba have too many things on his head about work because of his sport. So they're looking because you can see that pressure. Whereas if I just a little bit deeper, then you've got that player in front of him who can, like Bruno. This is how I thought it was going to work. Was Bruno was going to be the creator, the deliverer of the ball, feeder, shall we say, and Pogba was going to be the preparer. So Pogba prepares the ball for Bruno, but at the right moment, release it, bang. If there's nothing on, Bruno can work the ball around. He can either push it wide, depending on who's there. And if there's nothing on there and you're getting outnumbered, it can come back to Pogba. And then even if he is getting pressed, that's where it goes back to the number 6. Right? It goes from there to number 6. Then the number 6, if he's got a pass on to switch the play, wallop. Or if depending on how good the number 6 is, carries the ball forward. But I mean, I went off a bit on one there. Sorry, I can't help myself sometimes. I just get too involved with it. But I'm going to go with a Monday on that one. So same as a Monday.
For Ronaldo, what would you rate him? You can never rate Ronaldo low. And he did obviously put the effort in. I'd probably go Ronaldo with a 6 for me. Are you both agreeing with that as well?
Unfortunately not. I think Ronaldo, for me, I've given it a lot of 5s today, and another 5 for Ronaldo. I don't care about reputations and everything else. Obviously, he's world-class, but even world-class players can have a bad day. But he does need the service. I think he hasn't got the legs anymore to do that. So it's down to the team to supply him the service, feed him, and he will score. But unfortunately, he wasn't fed today. And even though he did make runs, he's up against 3 big-ass defenders, and it made it kind of pretty tough for him. So I think he will be demanding behind the scenes now that we get more pattern of play, which is going to influence the team going forward and feed him better. So he wants to have a bit more service. So I'm going to give him a 5, unfortunately.
That's absolutely fine. And in terms of the subs, I had them all as a 5 as well. Are you agreeing with that talk as well? 5, all 5 for subs?
Yeah, I mean, listen, Cavani was trying as well.
He didn't have enough time though for me.
No, he didn't. We all know that. I mean, he didn't have enough time. Not a chance. But Ronaldo, for me, do you know what I want to see Ronaldo do? I want to see Ronaldo take control of the free kicks, especially the free kicks, and also probably the penalties. I just think, listen, I know Bruno's been doing, he's done well, blah, blah, blah. However, you've got a guy here who is absolutely lethal. There's no point in us waiting until like quarter of the way or halfway through a season to then start saying to Cristiano Ronaldo, I think it's best that you take the free kicks now. He's going to have to get warmed up again. He's going to have to get that boot going again. Listen, because it doesn't matter what you do in training. Let me tell you this: it doesn't matter what you're doing in training. When you go out onto that pitch, it's different. Everything changes. You know, I liken it to like the practice swing in golf. You taking your practice swing in golf, everything's perfect. The timing, the follow through, the lot, it's all there, bang on, beautiful. As soon as you step up to the ball, that's it. It all goes south. And it's the same with football. You look great in training, everything's all bang, 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 but then it's a totally different. Everything changes when you step up to that pitch. So I want to see Ronaldo taking responsibility and saying, "No, Bruno, give me the ball. Give me the ball. I'm taking every free kick. I'm taking the free kicks."
Yeah, so this is all the player ratings for Man United versus Aston Villa. Yeah, quite disappointing, but fingers crossed against Everton, it will be much better. We'll be doing another player rating again. It will be on Monday at 7 o'clock. For everyone who is new to watching the stream today, please go and subscribe to the channel for your chance to win the Bruno Fernandes shirt. Everyone go and like the page as well and go and share the stream. All your support does mean so much. And we have now on to a new stream will be at 8 o'clock, so go and tune into there. But until then, I will see you soon. Goodbye.
Thank you.